Hello. Hello, everyone. Give me 1 second. So I have a face cam, which apparently is hard to do at a High Frog stream now. Wait 1 second. We have sort of discovered why Patrick could not have a face cam on Sunday. Do we know how to fix it? No. Well, yes, sort of. But it seems like Patrick, until someone does further investigation, Patrick cannot have a zoomed in face cam. Oh, I need to move my face cam, speaking of. Because for some reason, when we open the application, oh, here we go. Okay. It is the future year, 20XX. And this is my hour. Max has come and gone, and we're hoping a good number of the folks we reached out to there will be here today at my big event. FunplexFest. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Well, I didn't spell it wrong. Fixed. This is a make or break moment for me. My chance to put the Funplex on the map. My chance to make something more of this job than a 9-to-5 vacuuming the carpet and looking for missing ski balls. My chance to prove myself that I can do this. Everybody's counting on me to bring in the customers and keep them coming back for more. Without that, we're constantly at risk of the Funplex shutting down. So no pressure or anything. Here I am in the break room, psyching myself up, watching the clock. Once the little hand hits the 10 and the big hand hits the 12, FunplexFest is go. I don't want to be nervous. I don't want to be freaking out like I was at Max. I want to face this with absolute confidence. But well, sadly, I'm me and not someone else. And those old instincts to assume that everything will go wrong, those feelings are still hanging on. Let me sip some tea. Almost time to hit the stage. You ready, Tori? Oh, I forgot to talk like however I decided Teo talks. No. Yes? You know what? Let's go with yes, even if it is no. I know exactly what you were feeling, Tori. Your heart is racing, your breath is shallow. You feel like you might pass out any second. Check, check, and check. You get the same way before a major community event. But I'll let you into my little secret. I take those thoughts of I'm anxious and instead I tell myself I'm excited. Both emotions have the same effects on the physical body, but changing the mental outlook works wonders. So let's hear it. I'm excited.
All right.
Perfection. Now don't stop. You keep telling yourself that, and I'll keep everyone else dancing. In the end, everybody wins. Dance on. 10 o'clock. Time to do this. You can do this, Tori. And you know what? Even if the family curse makes you fail miserably and crash and burn, at least you can say you took an honest whack at it. You'll never succeed if you don't at least take a few whacks. Maybe don't say that. With that settled, I pushed through the door and out into the arcade. Let's be honest, we'll probably get maybe a dozen randos anyway. No big deal, right? And that is not a dozen randos. That is considerably more than a dozen randos. Wait, why am I panicking? This is a good problem to have. We want a big crowd for the event. Okay, it's more folks to wrangle, but I can do this. I can do this. I step out in front of the crowd, waving for attention. Hey! Hey, everyone! Briefly, I look down to make sure I'm wearing pants, unlike my nightmares about public speaking. Welcome, everyone, to FunplexFest at Francine's Arcade Funplex. We've got some awesome things in store for you today. I'll go over the basics, then we can get this party started. First, the token machines will be spitting out extra tokens when you buy $5 or more, so make the most of it. Second, the Fist of Discomfort tournament, we're streaming it live on Queen Bee's channel. Sign-ups are at the prize desk. See the giant pink flamingo for details. Third, a high score contest for nearly every other game in the arcade. Register your 3 little initials with Gavin at the desk to join in. Whoever holds the top score at the end of the day gets a trophy and tokens. We're planning a monthly high score challenge leaderboard. So, let's get that started. Fourth, Showtime stage will be free to play all day long. Put on your best moves and show us what you got. Fifth, I can confirm the rumors. We're going to have Magical Moon Cuties playable on the floor today. Funplex is home to the indies. Finally, in a few minutes I'll be revealing our new rare game. Only a few prototypes were ever made, and today you'll get to play one of them. All of those things were on the flyers and the promotional website and so on, meaning the point by point was kind of redundant. They're ready to go. But I should pump the crowd up a bit, get them excited. Can't half-ass this either. Oh. Oh, 2 of these have been crossed out. Yeah. The Funplex is meant to be fun for all. Casual gamer or core gamer, young or old, retro or modern. We want everyone to have a blast. Even if you don't walk away with a trophy, you'll be walking out of here with memories of time well spent with these great games and the great people you'll meet today. So anything we can do to make sure you're having fun, you let us know, and we'll help you come back to the Funplex again to capture the magic moments you'll experience today. On behalf of the Funplex, thank you for joining us at FunplexFest. Now, let's get gaming. Yep, that got him excited. Right, okay, now it's time to reveal our new rare game and get this show underway. Gavin and Naomi wheel the tarp-covered game out from the back room. Excitement builds in the crowd as it's pushed into place. My friends, I give you Wyvern Keep! A rare Laserdisc-based game where you're a daring princess rescuing a prince from the clutches of an evil lizard. And the crowd goes mild. Thought Laserdisc games played like crap. Isn't that why they stopped making them? They're not all bad, and they can beat kitschy nostalgia at least. Could be fun. Maybe I'll give it a shot after I'm out of FOD tourney pools. Not the outburst of joy I was hoping for. But I thought this game was really sought after by collectors and stuff. That's different from being popular.
I suppose.
I wouldn't worry though. Today's crowd is fairly hardcore. Once more casual players are wowed by the animation, it should pay for itself. Didn't Tori get it for free? My point stands. I'm not ready to give up on this for now and move on to other things when I spot something out of the corner of my eye. Very hesitantly, a young girl approaches, eyes full of wonder at the cartoon playing before her of the daring princess. And after dropping in 2 tokens, she starts to play, standing on her tiptoes to do so. Games are meant to be played and loved. The players that grow to love them, players like me, always find them in the end. Hopefully that girl will have cherished childhood memories of Wyvern Keep, just like I did. My nerves unwind somewhat on seeing everybody ready to go. Maybe today will work out just fine after all. With the event underway, folks head off to sign up for the highest score challenges, the FOD tourney, or just to go play some games. As for me, I work my way through the crowd and back to the desk. One last thing to do, check in with our VIPs before they dive headfirst into the storm. Teo's managing the stage to encourage folks to get silly on the dance floor. Percy's preparing for his Moopy run. Queen Bee is ready to face her first opponents. I know I can rely on the staff, but in a lot of other ways, the gamers are a real star talent of the day. It's their event. I need to support them. For starters, I wave over Teo. Everything set for today's dancing, Teo? In Teo fashion, he winks and gives me a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Ready to rock, but can't stop to chat. Running the stage is my focus for the next few hours. It's going to take every ounce of social juice I can squeeze out. If you need me, check me out during the lunch break, K. Phrasing and K. Percy, world record time. You up for this? Absolutely. Whoa, okay, he definitely looks focused today. Not his usual softly smiling self. Naomi set up a little camera to record the whole thing. When I set the record, I'll submit it as the new high score to defeat. The culmination of years of effort, all coming to a head. The pressure is well and truly on, isn't it? I can always try another day, yes, but this isn't for me. I mean, it never was for me, but today, it is also for you. For the Funplex, you mean? For you. This event is more than a way to put the Funplex on the map. It's like your own personal high score attempt, chasing a dream, always grasping, just out of reach. I'd hate to let you all down. Morale improvement systems online. Aim the encouragement cannons. So, yeah. Win or lose. Percy, I know how much this game means to you, but don't feel you have to win this on my behalf, or even the Funplex's behalf. Volunteering for this high-pressure, public profile run, that means a lot to me. You're already doing everything you can for us all. And honestly, I'm proud of you. Quite right. Quite right. Very well. For myself, for you, and for the Funplex, I shall give it my all. Percy offers a quick salute, then marches off to war with Mr. Moopy's magic maze, having a seat on his stool to begin the run. Next up, checking in with...
What the
Alright. Hey, ready for the tournament?
Nope, no way.
I am not ready in the slightest. Not for this. Not for him. With a subtle head nod, she indicates a fairly nondescript fellow with a t-shirt and jeans. Standard gamer gear. But there's an unusual design on the back of his jacket. Some, like, wide-eyed fanged Oni. This is a local event, right? Funplex regulars, city scrubs, and a bunch of dance maniacs from Max. That's, yes, that's what this is. Then why is the demon here? What? The who?
Hey, listen.
Known on Western Shores as the demon and in his home country of Japan as Kami, he's the top-rated Fist of Discomfort player in the world. As for your question, Miss B, I invited him. What?
Ooh.
You asked me to handle invitations for the tournament, remember? As part of my helpful assistance in setting up FunplexFest. Honestly, I was surprised he accepted my invitation. All the other top-rated pros turned it down flat. He even flew here from Japan on his own dime. Yen? Isn't that nice of him? Tori, did your magical phone fairy just put me dead in the crosshairs of the greatest player who ever lived? Maybe, yes? We'll go with yes. Sorry. I am so completely, wow. Queen Bee can't be losing morale now, and I can't have my friend so frantic over this. Plus, this is one of the main events, and when she's in top fighting form, she's an all-star entertainer. I've got to pump her up. Yeah, you know his moves. No, I'm gonna tell her to kick his ass. As Queen Bee wrings her hands and chews her lips, I lock eyes with her. Queen Bee? Yeah? Destroy him. This is your shot at taking down the demon. Fate drop this in your lap. Now you get to do what you do. You get to do what you do best. Fucking own it. She squeaks out a smile, but it's not her usual radiant, confident grin.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, kid. I'll give it a shot. As she marches off to join the tournament, I'm getting a sinking feeling. Did I make a mistake? Oh.
My calculations estimated that having a top player would bring in at least 150% more attendance.
What just happened? One sec. Give me 1 second. Lily, I think you sent the invitation to the wrong person.
I mean, I was just trying to help this event be the best it could be.
Don't worry about it, Irish. I asked you to invite star players that hype the event to the moon, and that's what you did. And even if the demon beats Queen Bee, well, the Funplex wins.
Even so, I feel kind of bad. that I feel bad, right? That I'm not making a purely quantitative analysis of the situation.
Humans are rarely purely quantitative.
Exactly.
Now, oddly enough, cheers her up a bit. Right, that's everybody squared away. For the next few hours, it's floor attendant Tori on duty, making sure Funplex soars like an eagle rather than a turkey. Sure. By and large, the event runs itself. Or rather, Teo, Ashley, Gavin, and Naomi keep it rolling. My job is to troubleshoot. Shoot. And boy howdy, is there trouble to shoot. Not 1 hour in and we've got problems. Even if they aren't major ones. I don't want even minor problems to mess up this event. Not even 1 glass of spilled milk. My stress level is so high that I might start bawling at the sight of it.
Beep beep.
Beep beep! Tori, can I be of assistance? I'd like to make things up to you after the invitation snafu. Currently, I'm detecting 3 problems for you to solve. Someone beating up a cabinet, a player loudly cursing at a game, and a crowd milling around the vending machines. As floor attendant and event manager, it's my duty to make things right. The crowd's already on edge from all the high-stakes competition. Where do I start, though? Definitely stop them from punching the cabinets before Naomi has a heart attack. This gamer is busy smacking the side of a Wild Rider cabinet. The fake plastic motorcycle handles on the front of the game rattle each time. No, this can't be happening. Sir, you're not allowed to hit the games. Plus, if Naomi saw this, he'd be as good as excommunicated. Oh, you're the gal I got mad at when the fat dude wouldn't stop playing Moopy, right? Sorry, I've got anger issues. I'm trying to work on them, but would you just look at this? Of all the rotten luck. I got the top lap score, I did it, and now the game's frozen, right after crossing the finish line. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Wild Rider is one of our most problematic games, constantly freezing or going splat. Naomi fixes it at least once a week. It was made in the early 2000s with janky low polys and low production values as a whole. Sorry for hitting the game. I guess it was pretty rude of me, but is there anything you can do to help me keep my score? I've got a real shot at winning this one. This guy rubs me the wrong way, but he seems sincere in his apology. You're the paying customer today, despite claiming you'd leave forever, so I should keep that ball rolling. Let's see. Let's talk to Iris before we get Naomi. Now this is a long shot, but Iris, is there anything you can do here?
Oh, I know.
Ooh, a challenge! Don't worry, Tori, Iris is on the case. Meanwhile, please enjoy this recorded music. So, do we just stand around and wait, or...
Thank you.
Thank you for waiting! It took some doing, but I searched and found an exploit online for remotely hacking the scoreboard of Wild Rider. First, please reboot the game. With a shrug, I go through the unplug and replug routine. After it boots, of course, it lost the score. Hacking through the game's built-in Wi-Fi now! The screen flickers, and the player's time now appears at the top of the leaderboard. Whoa, amazing. Hey, seriously, you, and your magic phone, I guess? Right, I'm on to the next game to conquer. I'm gonna send Naomi a fan-made firmware update, which closes the exploit. I doubt anybody would actually take the time to hack the Funplex game, but better safe than sorry. Right, got it. Thanks, Iris. You've been a great help. Hooray! What should we tackle next? Of all the immature little stunts, well, that motherfucker, yep. Whoa, settle down. Fortunately for me, the gamer recognizes me immediately, thanks to my speech earlier, and also, fortunately for me, she calms down considerably too. Sorry, glad you're here. I need your help. I mean, look at this shit. Curious, I look at the current top scores on Qbert, which is registered to the initials ASS. Can you believe it? Somebody beat my top score and then put in joke initials just to ruin my day. And I know exactly who did it. Steve. That son of a bitch. He's always pulling shit like this just to mess with me. Hey, there he is. Steve, get your ass over here. I hate Steve. Steve glances over and with a bemused smirk strolls on over to join us. Joy, something wrong? Of course something's fucking wrong! You stole my high score! Did I? Oh hey, look at that! I guess I did. Sucks to be you, huh, Joy? And your initials are... Because I know for a fact Gavin wouldn't let you register for high score competition as ASS. So I played a little joke. So what? That's still my score up there. I'm taking home that trophy tonight. Urge to kill rising. Must control. Fist of death. Yeah, you only get the initials that you registered with. Yeah, sorry, no. You want the trophy, use your real initials. I'm just qualifying that score. Joy's score stands as the current winner. Smart decision making. I'll text Gavin to tell him to keep Joy's score on top. Why, this is an outrage. You don't see Deco's Palace treating customers this way. Oof. Thank you. And ma'am, please keep the cursing down. I know it's mostly hardcore gamers here today, but we do have some kids around. Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's just that Steve gets me so mad. He gets red under my skin, you know? I'll keep it to myself from now on. Appreciate the help. Event manager Tori putting her foot down on troublemakers everywhere. On to the next crisis. Wait a second. As I loop back around to the center of the room, I can't help but notice two things. Percy's looking oddly irate, and Queen Bee is missing. My instinct says I should tend to our VIPs first and foremost. I don't think I can cover both of them in time, but I could help out at least one of them. Even if it leaves the last of the crowd problems twisting the wind. I don't know. This is a triage. Where should I focus? We should get Queen Bee, because we're using her Twitch channel. We're approaching lunchtime, so maybe she's off getting food, but I'm not so sure. The Queen Bee I know would be watching the tournament pools and studying her opponents. Heck, I've seen her pack protein bars for a quick lunch rather than walk away from FOD. I decided to check in with Gavin, who has an eagle's eye view of the entire event from his perch at the prize desk. Hey, Gavin, I was wondering where... She's in the employee break room. Where Queen Bee is. Okay, I'm honestly kind of surprised you let her in there. It's crowded in here, and one anxiety-riddled gamer in the one less anxiety-riddled gamer in the mix is probably healthy for the event as a whole. If you'll excuse me, I've got some scores to tally. Best of luck. Okay, I guess that answers that. Weaving through the crowd, I make my way to the employees-only door. Oh. What? That should be an apostrophe. Anyways. I scratched out the apostrophe. Oh. Oh, because it's, yeah. Sure enough, Queen Bee's here, thumbing through her social media feeds. Hey, QB. Oh, hey, kid. So, sup?
Oh, not much, really. Just wondering what I'm gonna do after L7 boots me from the team.
Oh.
I lose all my subscribers, and I'm lying downtrodden in the esports gutter begging for tokens. So, not much, really.
What? Because of the demon? One loss, especially the best player in the world, can't possibly torpedo your whole career. Queen Bee sighs, logging her phone for now and tucking it away, her face still wrought with trepidation. Look, kid.
It's complicated.
There's things about L7 that I don't talk about. Some really fucked up things. It's not just the pressure to perform. It's the pressure to perform perfectly at every second of my career. It's expectations beyond the norm. Beyond what anyone else on my team has to deal with. Simply put, I'm a woman in esports. That is what changes everything. Oh, Queen Bee, I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, if someone on your team is making your life miserable... What? No. No more misery than what I have to deal with on the daily from the persistent internet trolls. The shit I get from my team is way more subtle than that, but it stings way more than the normal barb.
Do you know why L7 signed me in the first place?
No.
I'm their mascot. The only lady on a male-dominated team.
Oh.
I was just so excited to be getting a pro contract in the first place that I didn't look any deeper. I know I really should have looked deeper. If I did, I would have noticed their history. Women gamers hired and fired over the years, always let go for performance issues. Performance issues, my ass. They have a rotating slot for the obligatory eye candy hire, and everyone knows it. And now I'm starting to hear rumblings about my performance. It's like I'm getting too old for them, and it's time to trade in for a younger, hotter esports star.
Oh no.
And it's not like any of this is in writing. Oh no. They never say why it happens. It's to avoid the legal system, obviously. They blame the gamer every time. Poor performance. But it's as plain as the nose on your face.
Wow. Instinctively, I go cross-eyed, trying to look at my own nose. Well, maybe not my nose. Mine is a work of sublime beauty, crafted by the gods themselves.
Ugh.
You know, this kind of shit happens all the time in esports. Montages and interviews are always focused on me being a woman and not my skills as a gamer. I mean, it's not just in esports. It's soaked into the entire fucking gaming culture. Women, LGBT+, POCs, minorities, people with disabilities. Basically, everyone who's not the industry's marketing target has to work extra hard to get where they want to be. They get treated like shit along the way. I fought tooth and nail to get where I am now, and to have it be threatened because I don't uphold to their sexist standard anymore, frankly put, bullshit. So, it's there and it's real, but tough to prove any real allegations. Closest thing I've got to hard evidence is my win-loss rating. It's steady and solid, no performance problems at all.
Nope, no way.
I don't lose. They can't drop the axe just yet, not until I make a mistake. And well, taking on the demon and getting destroyed in front of a live-streamed audience at a small event, an event I should be winning hands down, that's all they need to justify abandoning ship. Honestly, I'd have abandoned ship on this team ages ago, if not for the fact that I rely on my team salary to live. I've even had to put up with those L7-sponsored events at Deco's Palace. What a filthy pit of ego and aggression that place is. But without this contract, I need a real job. Like an ordinary pleb. Pfft, fuck that. I'm a gamer, and this is my fucking dream. So I suck it up and endure all the little microaggressions. No way around it now. If I want to keep being a pro, I have to beat the demon. But how do you kill that which has no weaknesses? Come on, everybody has a weakness. What's his?
Maybe.
Well, maybe if he has a heart attack or spontaneously combusts, being on fire is totally a weakness. Maybe walk me through it. In Fist of Discomfort, how do you counterplay your opponent? I'm utter crap at that genre. Maybe explaining it to a noob will help. She pauses, even trying to figure out how to word it on a level that even a neophyte can handle. Let's see. Okay, so there's 3 playstyles in FOD. Aggro, mid-range, and control. Put simply, aggro is quick beat downs, mid-range is balance, and control is long-term planning. In this case, I play aggro. And from what I know about the demon, he is absolutely perfect control player. He uses elaborate item combinations to stall the game, then steals your doom. And I'm gonna hazard that control beats aggro. Most of the time, yeah, it sacrifices early game power for early game stall, meaning I burn out while he's just getting warmed up.
It's complicated.
If I wanted to counterplay him, I'd have to play mid-range, but I haven't practiced those characters. That playstyle, he'd outskill me easily. No choice, I guess. I'll have to get out of my comfort zone and face the demon as mid-range. I'll figure something out along the way. I'm going to slay the demon. I'm going to do this. I will. Then I think it's time to load up on holy water and crossbows and purge this entity from our sacred funplex. Now we're talking. Let's put L7 aside for the moment, because even if I win this battle, I'm leaving them in my wake. But here and now, it's time to focus on the fight.
Hey, thanks.
This helped me. I mean, I'm still very likely doomed, but I feel better about my doom as a whole. You'll be there for the finals later on today? And not an affirmative. Although, Percy should be wrapping up his high score run about the same time, meaning, Hey, it's cool. I get it. You've got a lot going on. No pressure. Now you've got an event to manage, and I've got a fight to prep for. Let's both do what we do best. You got it, Queen Bee. She pulls out her phone to do a little research as I depart. Hell yeah! Half a FunplexFest in the can. Have to go. I've been running myself ragged trying to catch every little problem, and there's still plenty left to do, but no sense not practicing self-care too. It's time to get my lunch on. And while a nice quiet moment myself would probably help, what would help more would be a smidge of social interaction beyond crisis management. Percy and Queen Bee are obviously tied up in their own affairs, but everybody else should be open. Who could I lean on in my time of need? Ooh, Teo or Naomi? I'm gonna go with Teo. Teo's looking concernedly down at his phone. He collectively wipes his brow and exhales. Maybe Teo would like to join me on a break. It seems we could both use a little energy boost. Appears to be a good time, too. The ever-present group of dancers are cleared away from the Showtime stage for the time being. It must be a natural lull in all that free play. Dancers need to refuel, too, I guess. Hey, Teo, how's the dancing today? Every time I look over here, people are laughing and smiling. Oh, hey. They're rocking and grooving their hardest today. Our crowd might not have as many hoots and hollers and intense battles as Queen Bee's. We've got more newcomers.
Hell yeah.
And we're totally killing it. It's great to hear. The fraction of me madly worrying about Showtime stage is calm, but the rest is still a mess of anxiety. You're too hard on yourself, Tori. Everyone, including you, is doing a fantastic job. Thanks, Teo. But remember to take a break for yourself, too. In fact, have you eaten lunch yet? Nah, I haven't had the time. Seems now is the perfect time, then. I got a mighty hunger and you're coming with me to Whole Story. How could I ever refuse you? I, too, crave sustenance and sugary goodness. Okay, let's go do the thing with the putting of the foods in our mouth holes. This character makes me feel red. That's all. My companion fetches a table in the crowded cafe, while I memorize our order and carry it forth to Jan's service counter. I make my way to the front of the line, trying to keep the lunch order neatly arranged in my brain, despite all of the chaos of today's events.
Well, look who's here.
I'm looking.
It's our favorite arcade wrangler.
Arcade minion? Arcade flunky? What's the right term?
Event manager, actually. You know those flyers for FunplexFest I asked you to pass out? It's my baby.
Moving up in the world, I see.
A proud parent of a shiny arcade baby.
And yet, no invite for us to the baby shower.
Why, I feel snubbed.
But seriously, we couldn't be prouder of you. And to think, when you first walked in these doors, you were still trying to figure out your place in things.
Ben and I know a thing or two about finding your dream and sacrificing to make it happen.
Long hours, hard work,
Hard hours and long work, too.
struggling to make ends meet.
Having meetings to discuss how to end the struggles.
Can't imagine how difficult it must have been for you to get to where you are now.
Wasn't that difficult, honestly. I came up with a name, talked it up at Max, and that's it.
Oh, I'd be on the lookout for hidden costs on the back end then.
Oh?
Speed bumps on the road of life to catch you unawares as you're soaring down the highway of success.
But if you wreck your $500,000 imported sports car of business triumph, we'll be there to drown your sorrows in coffee.
And donuts.
And donuts.
Don't forget the donuts, an essential component. Next order, please.
Shaking my head, I wander back to our table with a lunch in tow. I end up ordering a massive amount of food. It's amazing the stuff Ben and Matt have here beyond just whole-enabled pastries. In my case, a grilled cheese sandwich with a cup of tomato soup and a chocolate chip cookie for dessert. I no longer feel red. Because here's my hot take. Soup, bad. All this event managing has given me an unquenchable appetite, and I'm filling it with as many calories as I can look at. I'm pretty sure I earned it, though. As I sit across from Teo, I take note of what he ordered. A hearty-looking salad, a bag of kettle chips, and a decadent slice of chocolate cake. All of this looks so delicious. It's a lie. Salad never looks delicious. 'Tis a feast set for royalty. And by royalty, I mean me and you. We should just share it all. I'm not opposed to sharing. Just looking at the cake is making my mouth water. A splendid idea. We dig in, eating bits and pieces of each other's food. But as I'm stuffing my face morsel by morsel, I can't help but notice that Teo's phone is blowing off the hook with notification noises. Every few seconds, it buzzes and chimes in. After several minutes, he reaches for his phone. I don't know what to say. Color me intrigued, but it's none of my business who keeps messaging Teo. It'd be rude to interrupt. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my food while Teo takes a moment to respond to his messages. Oh man, so many work messages. Work? As in your job? Yes, I have one of those. I mean, I didn't mean to say you didn't have a job. I just have no idea what you do. Just like you, I make a living in the arcade industry. I don't work in an arcade per se, but I am one of the community managers for the North American division of Showtime Stage. Whoa, that's really neat. It's almost exactly what you see me do at the Funplex, but on a wider scale. More big tournaments, more interacting on social media. Even more dancing. Sounds literally perfect for you, Teo. How did that even happen? Funny and interesting things happen when you have a lot of friends. Makes me think I should work on my networking skills. From what I saw, you did great at Max. Otherwise, we wouldn't have as many people here today as we do. That's a good point. I did bust my ass to make things work out at Max. As did you, honestly. Getting us magical moon cuties was a huge plus. Glad to have a friend like you around.
Don't sell yourself short. You're a great friend, too.
Hell yeah, I am.
I mean, look at me now. Last time we lunched here, I was stressing over silly things, wasn't I? You helped me realize that if I don't take the time for myself, I'd never be the best Teo I could be.
I'm glad to. My friend's happiness makes me happy, and I'm overjoyed that I was able to help make a difference in Teo's life. I meant it all. You really deserve to care for yourself. We all care about you, Teo, and I'm glad you are starting to see that.
It's just so easy to fall into those comfortable, self-destructive habits. And yeah, I was totally stuck in that cycle.
I know what you mean, Teo. It's been a constant struggle to break out of the mold that my family brought me up in. Watching you has inspired me too.
But you helped me realize I wasn't caring for myself enough. And I'm forever grateful for that. It's by no means the end of the battle, but it's nice to know I'm not alone anymore.
Aww. Yeah, you're not alone, baby.
And before I get too mushy about my feelings, I should head back to Showtime Stage.
Ditto, there's still so much I need to do. The day is only halfway over. But thanks for sharing in this much-needed break with me.
Anytime.
Rushing through the rest of our lavish meals, we wrap things up and slip back into the Funplex, almost unnoticed in all of the noise and chaos of FunplexFest. The next few hours pass quickly. With renewed confidence, Percy's deep into his world record run and performing admirably. He's intensely focused on that score, inching ever closer. While Queen Bee effortlessly destroys locals on the path to an inevitable showdown with the demon. Myself, I float through it all, taking care of little problems while keeping an eye on both of them. But as the event winds to a close, all eyes are on our two main events, and the very real possibility of our local heroes falling apart at the finish line. Technically, the arcade-wide score competition is still on, but the crowds are ignoring the games in favor of crowding around Fists of Discomfort and Moopy. Percy's been on a solid run since his earlier fumbles. Queen Bee has been effortlessly destroying all competitors as expected. But the Demon has been matching her game for game, destroying all his opponents as well. As predicted, Grand Finals will come down to Queen Bee versus the Demon. And as for the magical world of Moopy, Percy's closing in on that world record. With the tape rolling and ready to submit to Twin Galaxies, the pressure's on. I got Queen Bee through her worries, but that was just the prelude. This is the main event. But Percy's not looking great. Hunched over his joystick, he might need me. I can't be there for them both as much as I want to. Who do I focus on? I don't know. Like, we haven't interacted with Percy, but also support women gamers? We're gonna support women gamers. Oh yeah. This is it. The grand finals of the Fist of Discomfort at FunplexFest. I can sense the excitement in the crowd, and it's hard not to get swept up in the hype. My nerves are playing through the roof right now, and I'm not even the one playing. Using my event manager authority, I reach the front of the crowd, where Rhapsody, a FOD expert Iris invited to handle the play-by-play announcing, introduces the competitors. On the player one side, the rising star of L7 Gaming, local Funplex champion, and internet sensation, Queen Bee! A few folks in the crowd, locals mostly, cheer Queen Bee on. I recognize most of them from her crew and a bunch of Funplex regulars. On the player 2 side, 5-time EVO champion and Fist of Discomfort, known as Kami in his home country of Japan. Here we all know him as the Demon! Uh-oh, the crowd's picked their favorite, clearly. Not to say that it doesn't make sense. The Demon is known by casuals and hardcore alike, but I was hoping for a little less of a discrepancy between the two. I look over to Queen Bee. She's keeping it calm. She's keeping it cool. True mask of the competitive gamer. After a quick handshake, it's off to their joysticks, quartering up and getting ready to battle. My fellow gamers, this is the grand finals here at the FunplexFest. Let's hear it for our competitors. As they shuffle through the character selection screen, the crowd waits in anticipation, eager to see who will be chosen. The announcer takes that momentum and brings it back twofold. Queen Bee is sticking with her pride and joy, the fast and deadly Tamakaze. From what I've learned, Tamakaze is a light and fast character, suited for Queen Bee's aggro style. It's her favorite character. As for the Demon, who's been playing a staple, heavy-set controlling samurai all day, selects similar speedy attack ninja. What an amazing turn of events! The Demon completely strays from his normal character roster and chooses Silent Blade! This is completely unlike anything we've seen the Demon do today. What an exciting matchup! One you won't want to take your eyes away from! Wait, this doesn't make sense. Queen Bee explained all of this to me. The Demon plays slow control heavy characters that drag the game down to their level for an eventual defeat. But now he's playing aggro. With characters locked in and maps set, let's not delay this match any further! The countdown is at 3, 2, 1, and begin! Right out of the gate, the Demon comes at Queen Bee with a Frosty I haven't seen since Queen Bee's usual matches, where she charges head-on into her enemy. Right out of the gate, the Demon attacks Queen Bee with a ferocity that's likes I've never seen! Like a cheetah, the Demon spares no time running straight towards his prey. The Demon has completely ignored the ninja creep waves. He's taking full-on minion damage and he's not even phased. In fact, he's not even stopping to buy items. Our champion from Japan has only one thing in his sights, and that's Queen Bee! Okay, yeah, this is bad. He's playing aggro. He's playing a faster aggro than Queen Bee, rushing her down before she can get her bearings. It's not much of an edge, with the Demon risking everything like that, but it's just enough of one to keep her from finding her footing. Normally these matches go on a good 5 or 10 minutes, but he's already put Queen Bee down once, then mauled an ally sensei while she was responding. I tried to make myself heard over the crowd. My nose itches. Stay. No, it's no good. She can't hear me. Even if I was able to shout louder than the crowd, her attention is so focused she probably wouldn't register my voice. I can do nothing but helplessly watch as the demon pulls her apart again and again. The onslaught! The demon living up to his namesake is not showing an ounce of mercy for his competitor. But what's this? Queen Bee is switching things up. She stopped at the item store, completely ignoring the attacks on her sensei. What could she possibly be buying at a time like this? Fortunately, she seems to have developed a plan. From what she explained, the counter to aggro is control, so by changing her tactics, it might just allow her some time to catch up. And one of Queen Bee's sensei is down for the count, but that death has brought her enough time to grab as many control spells as she can. Queen Bee blasts the lane with Storm of Frost. Okay, I get it now. She's using a weird hybrid style of trying to stall the enemy with icy spells while making her own progress down the lane. Initially, it works like a charm. The enemy minions freeze solid and give her just enough breathing room to push ahead. But the demon responds with a swift accuracy. He's pushing forward with his other lanes, ignoring her attempts to slow things down. As the demon flips between lanes, it's clear that while this would have won her the game if she started out that way, quickly enough, the final sensei on Queen Bee's side of the map falls. Here's your winner, the demon! The obligatory handshake happens as the crowd bursts into applause, thrilled to have seen such a strange spectacle out of the world champion. Immediately, Queen Bee is forgotten as the players close in to cheer on the demon over and over. Perhaps sensing it's her cue to depart before the cheap plastic trophy I got from the dollar store is awarded to her rival, Queen Bee slips away, and I decide to follow. Itchy nose. I find her in the break room, collapsed into one of the folding chairs, face in her hands. Quietly, I take a seat next to her.
I don't know. After L7 Gaming dumps me, maybe I can live off my stream subs alone. If they don't abandon ship too, I mean.
Oh.
Maybe cut my living expenses a little. You know, move back into my parents' house, things like that.
Oh.
If worse comes to worse, maybe Naomi will carve out the insides of an unpopular game and I can sleep in there.
Oh. If you're looking to chop your budget down to size, may I point out that when pizza's on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime. Hey, that's my line! Queen Bee laughs bitterly, but she is laughing at least. I better develop a taste for microwave food then. So you're sure your team's gonna drop you, huh? Well, gave it my best. Theory crafted with you, sorted my plan out, even changed it up on the fly when he surprised me.
Hey, thanks.
I can honestly say I did my best, and that's thanks to you. Helping me pull my shit together this morning, you know? Happy to help. This is my fault, isn't it? I'm the one who organized the event. I'm the one who pushed everybody past their limits, all in the name of making my dream a reality. I've been working hard to make what should have been just another temporary job in a long string of temporary jobs into something more. Something I can believe in. But I didn't stop to think of what that would cost me and everyone around me.
Whoa.
Wash that filthy mouth out with some soap, kid. Question is, now what? Where do I go from here? Well, thankfully someone's knocking at the door, interrupting me before I need to provide career advice to someone whose career I just indirectly destroyed. Although I'm expecting to be Gavin or maybe Ashley to come cheer their friend up, the unexpected walks in the door. The two of us sort of stare, confused, as the man addresses Queen Bee. What?
Hey, listen.
I can translate. One moment while I load my Japanese to English speech recognition systems. I'm afraid my English is not very good, so... Oh, you have a translator, I'm glad. Irish repeats everything we say back and forth. With a little patience, the conversation flows a bit easier after that. I wish to thank you for teaching me today.
What the?
For what? The fuck does that even mean? Are you mocking me? Iris probably softened that a little in translation, but combined with Queen Bee's expression, the demon seems to get the real gist. Not at all. I wish to thank you for teaching me your unique fighting style. Both Queen Bee and I look very confused. I have been watching your stream for a year now, but watching it is not the same as facing you in combat. From that one battle alone, I've learned a great deal. If you will allow it, I would enjoy learning more. I clearly have a great deal of work to do to master your style, as you saw today. Didn't we just see him pull you apart limb by limb? Queen Bee's expression softens and she playfully punches me in the shoulder. Way to rub it in, kid. But that's not even what happened. I honestly thought you were watching the match. What? I was, but I'm still confused. He played sloppy as shit. The reason I lost was due to surprise. He took more risks out there than I did, relying on the fastest, hardest aggro style imaginable to win before I could react. Even in aggro, you don't come blitzing out the gate without buying a single item, not unless you're willing to bet it all on that strategy. I was overly eager to show you what I have learned. I won, yes, but I cannot be results-orientated in my thinking. I believe we could learn much from you, Queen Bee-san.
Come again?
Okay, who's we exactly? Myself, the Kami of Japan, Onslaught-san, the Kami of the NorCal scene, Fusta-san, the Kami of Germany. We are assembling a team, winds that blow from all directions at once, carrying with them wisdom from across the arcade world, a diverse team for players, by players. But we require an aggro-style champion, a Kami of the East Coast scene in America. We would be deeply honored if Queen Bee-san joined us. As he offers a deep bow, neither of us know quite how to react to that. Queen Bee speaks up first.
Hold on. You're offering me a job? That's why you came here?
Pretty sick. Hi. I have been scouting for talent to complete our team, but have yet to meet anyone quite like you. You are intense, wild, daring, and exactly what we need. But I could not know for certain until I attempted to surpass you in direct combat. I attempted, and I failed. Winning the match is irrelevant. My play was insufficient. However, if you wish to remain loyal to L7 Gaming, I will understand.
Them right in the ear. I mean, let me look into my contract situation and square things away first. But, you know, I'm interested. Yeah, interested. Really.
Anyways, that was me yesterday. I had some teenagers steal from me, and security did not take me seriously. And so on my walkie to my coworkers, I went, fuck them kids, fuck that security guard. It was a bad day, and then I went and bought a Cinnabon, and it was great. I almost barely saw the hint of the possibility of a glimpse of a smile in the demon just now. And it's gone. Thank you. Please take all the time you require. Fate willing, we will welcome you as one of the 4 heavenly kings. We will at least have found our queen. With that, he offers one more bow and promptly turns to exit.
Whoa.
Kid, do you know what this means? You're going to ascend the holy mountain of Asgard to join your fellow Kami in Olympus, home of the spirits above? I'm pretty sure you're mixing up your pantheons there, kid. But yeah, this is big. I mean, this is super big for me. Instead of bowing and scraping and begging L7 to let me sit at their table, I get my own fucking table. I want to be carried into Evo by oiled fanboys, raising me high on a plush couch, feeding me grapes and fanning me with palm leaves. I'm actually reasonably sure Iris could arrange that if I asked her to. Sure thing, I'll get right on. Kidding. I was kidding, Iris. Yeah, I'm kidding too. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I've got a lot to learn before I really know I can hang with them. But now, I've got a future, and it's bright. I'll admit to some relief on hearing I didn't just sink Queen Bee's battleship. But the fact remains that we got lucky. If the demon hadn't been in a generous mood, hadn't been scouting for talent, her career would have been in shambles thanks to me. The demon said it himself, don't fall for results-oriented thinking. Maybe her future is bright, but it almost wasn't thanks to me. Man, who knew being an adult with many important responsibilities instead of a transient floating through life would be this nasty. That's a mood. Kid, you okay in there? Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Taking the moment off, I do my best to celebrate her achievement. I'm glad I could help you out this morning, and I'm glad things worked out, even if I guess both of you and the demon feel you lost that fight in your own way. Esports, huh? Wild stuff.
Hey, thanks.
You've been with me through all this, even when you probably had better things to do. Don't think I haven't noticed. Well? You're a friend of the Funplex, Queen Bee, and while it's my job to keep you coming back, I want you to know that it's not just for the tokens or your esports stardom. We're just happy to have you around, Queen Bee. It wouldn't really be the Funplex without you, so thanks a bunch. Aw, shucks, kid. It's no big deal. I like it here. I'm happy to have friends like you and Pear at my side. Speaking of here, we should rejoin here, already in progress. Folks will be expecting the runner-up to make an appearance. And I'm never one to not make an appearance. As we re-enter the arcade, I instinctively size up the crowd, looking for trouble, but there isn't any. Good. I don't think I could deal with another crisis. Wait a minute, where's Pear? Percy, I don't know. He's gone. Nobody's playing Mopey. In fact, it's already drained out the extra lives and gone back to the attract mode screen, with a score just short of the world record. Ah, shit. You think he cracked under the pressure? Percy's in the hospital. What? He started clutching at his chest and then fell off his stool. We think it was a heart attack. I called 911 right away. The ambulance just left. Oh no. I need to go. I'll ride the bus. I can't drive to the hospital. Queen Bee provides. We'll take my car. Kevin, can you and others finish up here? I have to. This is my fault. I pushed him too hard. Go. We'll take care of FunplexFest. Quickly, we pile into Queen Bee's rusty yellow hatchback and speed off to the local hospital. The hour is growing late, but we manage to find his room just before visiting hours are over, and inside, lying in a hospital bed. Oh, hello there. Wasn't expecting visitors. How do you do? Is the event going well? How do you do? Seriously, how do you do, Percy? Exactly. What's going on? Are you okay? Oh, Tosh, it's nothing. Just a heart tremor. It wasn't even a full arrest or anything. They're giving me overnight for observation. I'll be back at Funplex before you know it. Still have a high score to defeat, after all. Are you fucking kidding me? Pear, come on. You hooked up to an ECG. I can see your heartbeats. It's not nothing. It's just a little issue, that's all. A medical mishap, which runs in my family. Wasn't quite expecting it to accelerate this quickly, but that's life, isn't it? So it wasn't stress-related? Well, probably didn't help. But can't say I was feeling sharp as usual this morning. My fault, really. All my fault. How serious is this condition? And be honest with us, Percy. No holding back to keep us from worrying, because we're gonna worry whether you like it or not. Yeah, what the kid said. Well, they've said 2 years left to live, but science isn't exact science, I suppose. Excuse me, sir, what? The hospital PA system chimes, grabbing my attention. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Visiting hours are now over. Visiting hours are now over. Suppose it's time for you to head home. And don't worry about me. I'll be out of here in the morning. Probably take a break from Whoopee for a time, but I'll pop by the Funplex all the same. Only if you're sure, Percy. You know me, love. I'm an optimization expert, and my way of keeping calm through this silliness is to optimize the happiness I can find in the time remaining to me. And that means the Funplex. The Funplex. Queen Bee offers me a ride back to the Funplex in her car. Still got an event to wrap up, and then a bus to catch back to my apartment. Neither of us really feel like talking on the way there. I'm back. Not that there's much to come back to. All the plastic trophies I'd picked up for the high score contest are gone, along with their winners. Looks like everybody's closing up shop. Ashley tidying up a bit, Naomi literally having fallen asleep at the prize desk, and Francine up way past her bedtime, squinting at a computer printout.
Hello, dearie.
Ah, there you are, Tori. Gavin ran the numbers while you were out. Despite the discount on tokens, we made a tidy profit today, far above and beyond what the Funplex normally draws. From what Ashley tells me, the mood was quite jovial near the end, with many nice folks saying they plan to return. Even if the local champ didn't win at Fist's Discomfort, they got to see the demon in action. That's a feather in our cap. And I'd hope you'd be pleased with the news. This is what you wanted, yes? To put the Funplex on the map? Business is going to be just peachy now, especially with more lovely parties like this one. Yeah, okay, sorry. I am happy. It's just exhausted? Emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Well, for what it's worth, we're all rather exhausted, dearie. But we've got no regrets. I'd like to think I know a thing or two about dreams. Dreams and how difficult they can be to make a reality.
I just realized that her earrings are Pac-Man and the little cherries that Pac-Man eats.
Your dream of a thriving Funplex is going to take hard work from each and every one of us. But we're ready, willing, and able. Well, true, Queen Bee didn't win, and true, Percy was, hospitalized, but poor dear. But we did it. Your friends saw it through, and they do it all over again, without a doubt.
I nod, a bit numb to it all. I'm sure I'll feel like $1,000,000 tomorrow, when Percy strolls back in and smiles, and Queen Bee's sporting her fancy new team jacket. When the daytime crowds are thick with newcomers, happy to be playing the games they love, when I really get to see the effects of what we accomplished. But for now, I really just want to go to bed. You need anything else from me tonight? We're all wrapped up like a bow. I'm on my way home for a good night's sleep myself. Go home, Tori. We'll see you tomorrow. I turn the keys in the lock, slumping into the apartment.
Hi!
So, how'd it go? Was FunplexFest every bit as awesome as the awesome poster I designed for it? The players went home happy and business is booming. Hooray! Why don't you look happy? It's been a long day. Well, okay. Honestly, Tori, you're an inspiration for me. You had the guts to chase your dreams. It's tough work, but I knew that Iris could find you something you'd love. And I've been wondering if I should follow in your footsteps. You want to become an arcade czar? No, silly. I mean, just try to find something to do with my life other than make coffee for executives and file their paperwork.
I've got it!
Like that poster. I could try to be a graphic designer. Maybe. I've always loved doing stuff like that. What do you think? Except that following your dreams can run you ragged like it did me today. It could nearly torpedo your future. It could even kill you. Is it worth it? Is it really worth all the trouble? Francine's right. I chose this path. I chose to make my life difficult in order to make my life into something. Juniper has helped me out along the way, and I should help her in turn. I'm not gonna lie, it wouldn't be easy, not by a long shot. But yeah, I think you should chase your dreams. Become an artist on your own terms.
Thank you.
I knew I had the right idea. Thanks, Tori. You need to go to bed and sleep. Tomorrow, I'll make you pancakes, a reward for my hardworking arcade czar. You used to have pancakes every morning during those summer trips, right? Your mom made them? That was ages ago, Juniper, when my folks could afford trips to the shore. And Juniper gets a wry smile. I think I know exactly how we can celebrate your newfound success. How about a beach vacation? Wow. Level 4 was short. Let's see my score. Wow, Teo. Oh, Queen Bee is getting up there. Queen Bee is still above these two. I'm still pretty basic, but also very caring. today's pizza fact is the world's largest pizza covered 10,000 square feet and measured 140 feet across. It weighed in at 44,457 pounds. Wow. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 5? Save the game. Wow. So I could end it here because I just finished a chapter, but I've also only been streaming for an hour. So I think that I'm gonna play a little bit into chapter 5. I don't have any other games installed, Patrick. Like, I have Fling to the Finish installed. I could play that, but... Or I could just continue playing this. This is the future year of 20XX. And romance is in the air. Oh, romance! Or at least, romance will be in the air if Iris has anything to say about it. Also, I'm not actually in that glorious 20XX Neon Metropolis today. I'm about 134.7 miles south of it. That's much better. Ah, just smell the sea salt. The salt wafer taffy. The baking hot sands. It's just like I remember. You've never been to Flat Sand Beach before, Juniper. Well, it's just like I remember you remembering it was then.
Definitely.
This is definitely one of my better ideas. Top 10, maybe even top 5 ideas. What a fantastic way to celebrate your success at the Funplex. As a reward for your hard work, we return to the beach where you first played Wyvern Keep, where your family spent their summer vacations. Oh, how sentimental, my heart. I can't. I feel the need to say something pithy and dismissive in the face of her unrelenting cheer, but to be honest, I'm definitely smiling. This place holds so many dear memories for me. Before my parents lost their jobs and we began the downward spiral of bad family luck, we loved coming to Flotsam Beach. And coming back here, for sure, is a treat.
Yes.
This place is great. Sand and sea and that boardwalk. All those little shops and the best fried food on the East Coast can provide. And arcades aplenty and seashells and airbrush t-shirts and plastic sunglasses and I want to see it all. I want to do it all. I think you're more excited about this than I am, Juniper. You're excited too. Don't deny it, Tori.
Later.
Okay, I'm gonna go get changed in my swimsuit before the others get here. Be right back. The others, right? That was the second part of Juniper's plan. See, that this wasn't just a treat for me, but for everybody associated with the Funplex. We'd have to drive down here in groups and pay for our own hotel rooms to keep the cost down. But soon enough, a Saturday outing for all staff and VIPs had become a reality. It was real sweet of her to include everyone in on the trip too. We worked hard to make FunplexFest a success. Certainly couldn't have done it without the help from my friends. Within the next hour, there'd be 9 of us bouncing around in swimsuits, making sandcastles and buying cheap souvenirs and playing seaside arcade games. Everyone's gonna be in their swimsuits. Oh, it's gonna be sexy! And hopefully not accidentally drowning in the riptides, as my inner lifeguard felt need to warn. One day of fun in the sun for everyone. And as for this evening...
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep, Tori! Well, Iris had other plans for me.
Well, have you decided yet? Have you?
Uh.
Time's running out, you know.
The sigh, I pull out my phone, summoning my digital gen. And why is time running out exactly?
I've run the numbers and calculated a 99.97% chance of romantic success if you take your special someone on a moonlit seaside stroll.
So, last time you said that percentage, you were unsure, actually.
It's the perfect confluence of all projected event vectors that will lead you to love and happiness. Romance is in the air. Can't you feel it?
No, there's nothing in the air. Like, I'm in a closet. I don't know what you're feeling, Iris. Right now, all I feel is slightly overheated. I need to go change.
Yes! Yes! Good! Put on your sexy swimwear. It'll improve my projections.
I feel a little violated. She's been going on and on about this ever since finding out about the beach trip. Iris, why this sudden obsession with finding me a special someone anyway? I've turned my life around, I found a job, I found a dream even, to make something of the Funplex, to let it grow and shine. You've done well helping me with that. This is the happiest I've been in years, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now I've tried workplace romance before, back in the shoe shop days, and it worked out for a while until I realized we weren't soulmates. A high-quality dad joke! Point is, I know I said I'd be open-minded about this sort of thing. I've forgotten what we talked about on the day I joined the Funplex, but now that I'm faced with it, I'm not sure. Tori, you've spent weeks getting to know these people. You've even taken a few of them out to lunch. I think I've only taken Teo out for lunch. I'm actually kind of torn on who I want to try to woo. I'm pretty close to a few of them already. Really close. Also, I get the feeling that a few of them feel the same way about me. Could be reading the signals wrong, but if I'm not, what do I do? Relax, we're all adults. In the end, this is up to you and whoever you choose. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Don't overthink it, yeah? You're not a middle schooler anymore. And there's the sudden flashback to Jamie pouring apple juice down my shirt to show affection. Meep. Right, okay.
My sources say yes.
Trust me, Tori, this is your moment. But you don't have to decide right now. In fact, you shouldn't. Take the day with all your friends to really think about it. After dinner, I'll have finished my number crunching, and we'll have your final relationship scores. That'll help guide your decision. Let's take a look. Behold, weeks of emotional data fully analyzed. When you're considering dance partners, maybe consider Teo. He's a sweetheart and deserves to be in the spotlight for a change. So that's it? It's decided?
No. The points are just a guide.
Eh.
And it's not like I'm gonna force you to woo someone just because they're your top match. I still need to calculate how well your personality matches what they're looking for. That'll net you bonus points. Consider it food for thought, you know? And you've still got the rest of today to see who you're a good fit for. Maybe cram in some more time with them. Anyway, keep an open mind, yeah? By the way, according to GPS, your potential romances will be here in less than 2 minutes. Have fun!
Terrifying. I hastily jammed my phone back in my pocket before anyone can hear that. Dang it, Iris. I could have just chillaxed by the sea, maybe found that old arcade where I once played Wyvern Keep, had a pleasant time. But now I need to be sizing up romantic partners. Although, maybe there is someone I'm getting close to. Someone I think I wouldn't mind being closer to, in fact. It has been a long time since I felt like I could even try having someone to share my life with. Maybe it's time to look for love again. But for now, I decided to focus on the day ahead. Fun in the sun. Good, clean fun in the sun. Very innocent and chaste fun in the sun. Sure, I can do that, right? I don't think we can do that. Hello, Flotsam. Your queen has arrived. Morning, Teo. Is this a private game of beach blanket bingo, or can we join? Innocent. Chaste. Fun. In the sun. Where can I set up my parasol? And how's the surf? Teo was thinking of doing some surfing. I rarely get a chance to surf these days. Looking forward to breaking out my old board and hitting the waves. I was gonna play the Beach Boys all the way down here from the city to help get in the mood, but Queen Bee vetoed it. Hey, if you want a free ride in my beloved Beatmobile with your board strapped to my roof, you listen to my music, Mr. Dance Pants. Oh, hey, there's the perfect spot. Let's set up there.
Catch you later.
Better go help her. See you there. suddenly feel a bit inadequate in terms of proper beach bod and attire. We're here!
Excellent.
Ah, good. Queen Bee brought an umbrella. Yeah, I don't really tan so much as burn to a crisp. Honestly, I'm mostly here for the shopping and the arcades. Curious to see how these arcades are run as well. Maybe I can talk to a manager, get some tips for how to handle a very transient audience.
Ugh.
I meant to play in them, not to study them. Sheesh, Gavin. We're not here to work. Can I do both? I'll go join the others for now, though. It's been a long drive. I'd love to stretch out a bit.
See ya.
Oh, me too. I'm so cramped from sitting in that van. Wait for me. Stretching. Yes, stretching is good. Flex those muscles.
Ooh.
All right, the beach. I haven't been to a beach in ages. Not since my sign spinning days promoting that funnel cake place. And I guess there was that one time we did a beach shoot, but that was like last summer. So yes, ages ago. Feels good to be back in the sun. Last beach I went to was back in England. Considerably. Wait, he has an accent. I forgot that he has an accent. I'm bad at accents. Yeah. Last beach I went to was back in England. Considerably more cold and overcast than this, afraid. Before you ask, because Ashley already asked again and again on the drive down, I'm not going to explode in direct sunlight. My condition is quite stable today. Sorry, Percy. You're a part of the crew. That means we care about you. I promise, though, we won't treat you like you're made of glass. You're still good old Percy to us.
Much obliged.
Thanks, love. All the same, I think I'll grab a spot under that umbrella before all the good shade is taken. As for me, last one in the water is a landlubber. The water, yes, getting wet and cooling down. Party!
Hello, dearie.
Afraid my bikini days are behind me, but I'm happy to be here all the same. I do so love to be out in the sun. Lovely beaches, lovely weather, lovely people. Good to see all three present and accounted for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I rented an extra parasol and some chairs for Miss Francine and I. And for you too, Tori. Plenty of room if we squeeze in.
My oh my.
How cozy. Well, okay then. This is a new context for me to be observing these people in. But fun in the sun, right? Above all else. This is to be a day of celebration and cheer over the success of Funplex. With that firmly in my mind, I join everyone and we get this beach party started. Although it doesn't take long for the group to start splitting up. There's just too much to see, too much to do. I know from my vacations here as a kid, you can't really try everything in one day. But unlike me, they're noobs. And as an adult, I know how to budget my time to do the things I really want to do and hang out with the people I really want to hang out with. Despite my attempts at good, clean fun, Iris's words are still running through my head. By evening, I need to make a decision. That means if I'm seriously going to make a move, like she's suggesting I do, spend my time wisely leading up to that move. So what's next? Teo and Percy. A number of little carny-style games have been set up along the beach, independent of the boardwalk arcades, ring toss, squirt guns, things like that. Percy promised everyone he'd keep it low-key today, as he recovers from his heart tremor. Tossing a few rings is definitely low-key. And it looks like even though he's keen to go surfing, Teo's keeping Percy company. How is Teo so fucking ripped? And also, the confidence of this man to come wearing a fucking Speedo? Dear God! But judging from where those rings are sort of bouncing off bottles instead of landing on them, the games are not going well. I don't get it. I'm usually much more coordinated than this. Don't think it's a matter of coordination, Teo. More a question of, well, let's say optimization. But Percy's ring goes plink off a bottle as well. What a shame, what a shame. You boys want to play again? Only another $5 for these 3 tosses. It's a downright steal. Starting to wonder if this is a steal in more sense than one. Now, nobody likes a sore loser, boys. It's all totally fair. Swear on my mum's grave I do. All this old-timey carny banner's got my dander up. It does. I must confront the charlatan. say now, what kind of a huckum is this? Don't take any wooden nickels, boys. Methinks all these hotsy-totsy prizes are fool's gold.
Pardon me?
I think it's probably a scam. I take offense to that. I do. Anybody can win. Step right up and be a winner. Or are you yellow? I do believe I have a proposal. Teo, a word? Sure. What do you have in mind? Weirdly, the two huddle up without me and exchange a few whispers. I consider interjecting myself into the discussion, but it's over before I can try. Okay then, let's play. Teo passes over a few dollars and takes up the rings, while Percy examines the racks of bottles in detail. Teo holds back, waiting for him to finish. Eventually, Percy points. Right there. 3 rings rapid. That's the sweet spot. With a twist of his agile body, Teo flings his rings one at a time, and all 3 rattle their way around the neck of a bottle, ringing it perfectly. Simple enough. Based on Teo's throwing angles from before and the arrangement of the bottles, I determined the optimal striking zone for him to aim for. All games are a matter of optimization, even silly little carnival toys. Melons, you bested me, old sport! Well, I know when I'm well and truly rumbled. Go ahead and pick your prize. Well, Tori, what'll it be? Yeah, we're trying to win you a prize after all. What? Me? Really? This is all for me?
Absolutely.
You know it. I mean, you are the true prize here. Back me up on this, Percy. What? Quite so. Are they Is this group flirt? The fuck is this group flirt? I don't understand this. Is this a throuple? I'm bad at one. But which one of these lesser winnings truly makes your heart dance? It's called Wingman? But which one is the Wingman? I glance across rows of arcade-themed stuffed dolls with curiosity. Say I'm a little old for dolls, but you're never too old for a huggable plush friend, and they both work so hard for it. I'd like... to swingin' dolly. I'll take the disco-tasket dancing reporter who wiggles around to Mexican flyer, please. The ghosts of music games past in plushy form. We've got style, Tori, that's for sure. My sister had a doll that played music when you hugged it. Suppose I can't deny the appeal, even if it can get super old. The 5,912th time in a row. Okay, now go away, boys, you bother me. The 3 of us return to the dunes, prize in tow. So, why were you two trying to ruin a prize for me? I mean, Percy, there was a Moopy doll back there. That's right in your wheelhouse, yeah? True, but well. We discussed it and decided that you deserved a treat for your job well done. Sure, this whole vacation is a treat for a job well done, but we wanted something for you specifically. Quite right. I must admit, Tori, the Funplex is a brighter place with you around. Not to say it wasn't a bright place before your tenure, but well, there's a true breath of life there beyond what I thought possible. And beyond just the hard work you do, the way you've brought us all together, well, a mere plush toy isn't really proper reward, but it'll have to suffice. What my comrade is trying to say in his usual poetic way is, you rock and you rule, so you get a prize. Thanks for playing. Yes, that. Okay, I'm gonna go hit the waves. I'd offer you a board, Percy, but I know, I promise to take it easy. Not that I'm very aquatic, to be honest. But it's good to spend time with you, considering usually we're on opposite ends of the arcade. You too. Well, wow. Didn't realize just how much I meant to them. I'm only a floor or an event manager, right? But seeing everybody come together for this beach blanket bingo we've wrangled up, it's the bee's knees, it is. So what next? Naomi and Ashley. In the distance, I see what appears to be a myriad. My brain broke and I don't know this word, so sorry. Of sandcastles, which makes sense. I mean, I'd be worried if there was a whole bunch of not sandcastles on the beach. During my many beach outings as a kid, there were always multiple sandcastle competitions going on. And in front of me, our own Funplex fabricators have entered the fray. With Naomi being our arcade builder and Ashley with all of her cosplay craftiness, it's no wonder why these two are up for the sandcastle challenge. As I jog over to them, I see Ashley laughing over her castle, and Naomi meticulously measuring something on her citadel. How goes the castling?
Amazing!
Great, do you see all these amazing sandcastles? They're all so cute! Properly made sandcastles aren't cute, Ashley. Oh, then what are they, Naomi? Assuming they're not made by kids for funsies, a proper sandcastle can be a structural masterpiece.
Wonderful.
Every grain of sand must be in its proper spot or the whole thing comes crashing down. It's a job's worth doing. It's worth doing right. Naomi says this without lifting her eyes away from her castle. She's so completely focused that I don't think she's blinking even. What exactly are you doing, Naomi?
Let me explain.
In making sure each embrasure is equidistant around the tower, otherwise it'll be an asymmetrical mess. Makes sense. Take a moment to actually appreciate their castles. Naomi's is a structural masterpiece. Straight, perfect edges meet bold, flat walls, which produce an almost perfect medieval castle. She even added an ocean water moat, complete with drawbridge. Ashley's is equally impressive too. It's a soft, fluffy fantasy castle. The foundation is made of sculpted sand clouds with an elegant castle in the sky. Complete with spiral staircases encircling slightly slanted towers. So I take it you both entered the competition? Of course. You know it, Tori. You should make one too. It's not too late. Yeah, I think there's still half an hour left of the competition, and since it's amateur level, latecomers are allowed. But both of you have made some extraordinary castles. My architectural skills are somewhat lacking in the sandcastle area. Those sound like some sad excuses. They're perfectly good excuses, Ashley. It's not like we're professional sandcastlers either, Tori. It's not about winning. Naomi looks over at Ashley, who's giving her a smile, accompanied by a questioning look. Okay, it's a little bit about winning. I mean, I'm super tryharding this and trying to win with a perfectly constructed little castle. But for me, mostly it's about setting out a challenge for myself and completing it properly. There's nothing more satisfying than that. Plus, we'll be here helping you do it. How do you plan on helping me start a castle while you're completing your own castle? Sounds difficult. We're almost done with ours anyways. Yep. If we have 3 castles in the competition, then that's one more chance for us to bring home the gold.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Come on and join us.
Yes.
Join us, Tori. Join us. When I was younger, I remember watching sand sculptors carefully craft their castles. I would watch for hours, just staring in awe. I made my fair share of them too, trying to imitate the professionals, but they were never more than lumps of sand that vaguely indicated shapes. I'm not that competitive, but like Naomi said, it's just for fun, so why not? I'm gonna need a bucket, a melon baller, and a funnel stat.
Yes.
This is the spirit, Tori. I just put the finishing touches on mine. Let me help you get the base started. Naomi, Ashley, and I dug our hands deep into the sand and started shoveling, pouring, and constructing. So what are you going to name your castle? Huh? You can't just make a sand castle and not give it an epic name. Ashley has a solid point. To give it a name is to give it life. I have names for all my important tools back in the shop, too.
So beautiful.
My soldering iron is named Melty. My multimeter is named Zappy, and my ROM burner is named Sir Romulus Romanov III. Maybe not something quite that grand for mine. How about the Funplex? Both Ashley and Naomi bust up laughing. That's very appropriate. The Funplex is practically a castle, right? What if we make it look like the Funplex? It really looks like it, kind of. That's because the Funplex is just a box, and we've only made the foundation of our castle. But if we can carve in the sign and the double front doors... Naomi happily starts putting the details on the sand Funplex, while Ashley and I cheer her on. That looks so good, Naomi. You're so good at having steady hands. You really should join me in making some cosplay. You'd be great. Making costumes does sound fun, but I'm not sure if I can handle all of the pressure of people looking at me. I usually work alone, you know? We don't have to do it at a con or anything. We can just get dressed up and prance around the forest. That's a bit more my style. Well, except for maybe the bugs and poison ivy and stuff. We continue chatting as we construct the sand fun castle. Grain by grain, it takes semblance of the actual Funplex. We manage to finish it just in time before the judging commences. Here comes the judge! The officiant of the sandcastle challenge comes towards us and looks over the castles. With an arbiter's eye, they glance over ours and nod in respect of a job well done. Didn't even realize I was holding my breath in anticipation. And once the sandcastle judge leaves us, I let out a huge sigh. I think that's a good sign, right? The nod? That means we did it. We're gonna win? There's still many others out there to judge, but I'd say a nod counts nicely as a compliment. But which one? Whose sand skills will reign supreme? Tori, what do you think? Who's got the winner chicken dinner? Who? Me? I'm not a judge of fine sandcastles. Just do it for funsies. Let's hear what you think. Definitely. Well, so here's the thing. I don't want to romance Ashley. But my soul says Castle in the Sky is cooler than a medieval masterpiece. So we're gonna go with that, because I'm a bad dater. I'm a bad girlfriend. Most of the castles out there are rigid, lifelike replicas of historical castles. Like, Ashley's has more airy feel to it. Ashley's is so different from the rest, I think it outshines the others and wins over the judges.
Thank you.
Duh, you're too sweet, Tori. I agree, Ashley's fantasy castle is sure to catch the eyes of the judges. You've done a wonderful job with it. I can't wait to see you win. Naomi, you're wonderful. Oh, I think they just finished tallying up the scores. We wait not so patiently as the judge makes their round across the beach. I see them stop next to a particularly dramatic looking sandcastle. Pulling out a bright blue ribbon, they prop it up next to the castle. Which means...
Poops.
Double poop. Don't feel too down. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. How very pragmatic of you, Tori. We did have a blast, though. But I hate losing. We just gotta win next year, Naomi. Maybe if all three of us join forces again, we can build the best sandcastle this beach has ever seen. We should spend some time practicing more, which means more beach trips! I'd like that. I'm in. Great. Next year, Team Ashley's going to eradicate the competition. Think you mean Team Naomi. You two can fight over that next year. I think I'm covered enough sand for a while. I'm going to see about being slightly less sandy. I hear ya, but Naomi aren't done here. We got one last thing we gotta do. Oh, what's that? Destroy our creations. I'll leave you to it then. I'm a mighty dragon. Fear me, tiny sand people. Both of them smile widely at each other and laugh. Walking away, I can hear the sounds of devastation behind me. I peek back one last time to see the castles come crashing down before I set my eyes forward. So, what next? Next, we are... Oh. So, we're going to click on Juniper next. But, I'm actually going to... Yeah, I'm going to call it quits. So, we're going to save. Save. And, yeah. So, we did a chapter, and then probably like a quarter of a chapter. So, yeah, that was fun. There was, a little sadness, but it was good. So, if you care about what we do, here is our Twitter, where you can see the stream schedule. Next stream will be tomorrow night. Actually, I'm going to play ukulele. And our VODs are on YouTube. I've been trying to get better at getting those up and having thumbnails for them. The Stardew ones are going to take a little bit of time to get the thumbnails for because I custom make those instead of having just one that goes for the series. And then, yeah, if you care about our what we do as a company, Here's our website. It has stuff about our company, about the team members, and it has a couple game reviews up, and it will eventually talk about the products that we create and sell. Bye-bye!